jumping into Bitcoin and FOSS in universities with, there we go, guys, Giorgio and Salvatore. What is up, guys?
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. It's not working. It's not working. Okay. So today we'll talk about Bitcoin and FOSS University. I will start with a story, the origin story of Bitpolito. I will talk to you about our mission and what we do. This is the general landscape in university. Was back in the days of the foundation of Bitpolito, the landscape of Politecnico. So very low signal, wrapped in a burrito of bullshit. I think that's applied for everything nowadays in society. The true signal is not spreaded in a largest way, but is focused in a smog cloud of bullshit. And that was back in the days like that in Politecnico. Few numbers, Turin has 800K of inhabitants, 30K of students, and in 2020 there was no students meetup about Bitcoin. I remember taking a course of advanced algorithm, and I was arguing with the professor about the resolution of the Byzantine problem. He didn't take the pill, the orange pill, and I argued with him about Bitcoin, and there was nothing to do about that. And we saw a niche, me, Giorgio, and Gabriele, back in the days in Politecnico, because no one was talking about Bitcoin. And we started Bitpolito. Our first mission was to talk about Bitcoin in the university, do event, and obviously the university is a technological one that build engineer, designer, architect, and we initially concentrated only on the technological aspect. And unfortunately, it was 2020, so we had the first year only online. And then everything changed when we went to the first conference, because we understand that the truly mission of Bitpolito was not only spreading the signal over the noise, but also trying to offer an alternative way to the next generation ruling class or ruling people, the one who build in the society. We understand that what Bitpolito, the truly mission of Bitpolito, was to offer them an alternative way of thinking, of approach of life, of approach of everything, and that embody the values of Bitcoin. Why values? Why there is in the slide bridging university and Bitcoin industries? Because we believe that value are the starting point of everything, and then there is the technology, because we can take the sample of internet that started with a cypherpunk back in the 90s culture, and then internet became the left hand of the states of oppression. And we don't want that this kind of thing happen also in Bitcoin. So we believe that value are the core aspect, then there is the technology, the applied, first metaphysics, then physics. We concentrated on values because then passion became the mission of who joined the team. And when he exited from Bitpolito, it's truly aligned with the cultural of the culture of the company that we will join. And in fact, Bitpolito, then the mission Bitpolito became to bridging university and the Bitcoin industry. Nowadays, the path of a Bitpoliters is in 6 months, a coiner join Bitpolito, understand the potential of Bitpolito or Bitcoin, attend education path, both practical and theoric, and acquire new competence. And in 6 months, 3 months, we had one student that in 1 week found a job in the Bitcoin in a Bitcoin company. And key metrics of Bitpolito in the last 4 years, we have like 50 active participants, 50 active working students, working in the team student. We have a lot of alumni, and the most important thing for me is the organized events, because we need to spread the signal, and the most important part of that is to be constant on that. So these are the key metrics, but also the most important one, when we understand that the truly mission of Bitpolito, we organized Bitpolito in a way that takes inspiration from Bitcoin, but also for the nerdy one from the virtue of egoism of our end. So we aligned the personal incentive with the Bitpolito incentive, building a machine that that truly work in a smooth way. In fact, me, Giorgio, and Gabriele, the three founders, we are not active anymore on the team, but he works on his own feet. And in the last year and a half, 15 alumni work in the industries, and I think, I don't know, there are few more, a lot, I don't know, but that's a number, and that's a number that will grow in the future. Now, Giorgio will explain how Bitpolito works, then I will come back explaining how Bitpolito can be an example, a model that can be replicated everywhere else in other universities.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Thank you, Salvo, for the introduction. Okay, here we go. Yeah, Salvatore really explained how we work, basically, in theory, so how we started and what our values are. But now let's talk in practice how we work. And basically, we are divided in 3 divisions. The first one is the marketing one. We started 4 years ago, and we are an engineering university, so we were almost, and we are talking about Bitcoin, of course, so we were almost a computer scientist, and so our design was like a bull, Bitcoin bees everywhere, and everything was orange, and the design was not that good. But then we realized that in Polytechnic of Turin there's also a big design department, and so we found some great designers that help us to do this cool stuff. Sorry. And so we now have a huge marketing division that works, of course, on the brand identity and the brand development, but also in spread the word, basically, and doing contents for the web, and revise contents, organize events, and we have a lot also this beautiful girl Evelina that help us with art. We have a beautiful I can say in English un quadro in our office, paint. It was easier in our office. And yeah, we are working a lot also in marketing and in design, but also in product design. For example, we have a dedicated team that now is working on product design for a seed, let's say seed keeper, seed note, with a beautiful design to be more useful, and a lot of other projects. Then the second division, of course, is education. Our first mission, as Salvatore mentioned before, was to educate people, to spread the word about Bitcoin. And so we have 3 different paths to education. The first one is organizing events, of course. So, for example, here is the poster for the Bitcoin Pizza Day this year. And so we try to create this aggregation through the organization of an event, but not just for students, but also for other people from the city of Turin. Then we organize events, educational events with special guests. Here you can see Saifeddin Ammous that came this June. But we invite a lot of people. This Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember, Monday, Peter Todd is gonna come in, not Satoshi Nakamoto, but Peter Todd is gonna come in Turin. Very proud of it. And yeah, of course, we organize also, as Salvatore mentioned, a specific course for developer, but also for basically newbie that wants to understand Bitcoin and how it works. And so we know that there's a lot of educational contents online, but usually they are not that easy to reach, that easy to filter. So when a newbie comes to us to understand Bitcoin and join the team, we introduce him firstly in a Bitcoin path to let him understand what Bitcoin is through 6 or 7 lessons introducing all of the different sides of Bitcoin. Yeah, we also organize technical courses with our partner. For example, we have a partnership with Fulgur Ventures, that is an important VC that is investing in Bitcoin startups, and they organized a lot of courses for developers. For example, there will be a course on Liquid next week, and a few students from our university are going to come in this to study in this course. And we also organize courses in the university for developers, but also for general understanding of Bitcoin. The third and the most interesting, in my opinion, because of course I'm an engineer, is the lab part. Is where the engineers enjoy their passions and when they put hands on the technology. Basically, this concept is born to let the engineers experiment directly hands-on technology. So we have different projects where basically engineers can work, but we started with internal projects. So okay, let's put a Bitcoin node online. Let's do some stuff and trying to understand how it works. But then it became more a connection. We created a connection with the open source environment. This happened because one of the founders that is not here, the third one, Gabriele, started working on SV2. Probably, who knows what it is? SV2, Stratum V2. No one. Okay, it's a mining protocol. Basically, is the protocol who the miners use, which the miner use to communicate with the pools. And this protocol is not that good for Bitcoin at the moment because it centralized the mining. And SV2 is a new upgrade to this protocol to let the Bitcoin mining be more decentralized, so very useful for Bitcoin. And Gabriele fell in love with this protocol a few years ago and started when he was at the university to work on this protocol. He did his thesis sorry, working on this protocol. He started contributing to this protocol because it's an open source protocol, so everyone can contribute to this to the code. And so started working with the protocol, and now he has just signed the 2nd year of grant with OpenSats. Basically, he's working for this open source protocol, getting money from this foundation that basically pays him to work on what is loving, basically. So that's great. We thought that it was a great story to replicate, and so we thought that open source has to be a very crucial part of our mission. So we started contributing to open source project. And of course, we started with mining and SV2. Okay, SV2 for that reason. So now, as I mentioned, Gabriele is working on SV2 with a grant, and he is also the owner of a Bitcoin lab in Bitpolito, where he has like 3 or 4 guys that helps him to work in the project. But it's not just help in theory, but these guys are gonna put some green dots in their GitHub, working on real projects. So contributes to, of course, good first issues or just documentation, but they are joining the software development cycle in a real way. And it's not like that usual. Most of the time you become an engineer and you saw the code just in theory mode, let's say. You never put your hands practically in a real project on what's the software development cycle and how it works. You don't know it most of the time. So it's a way to introduce the guys directly into the open source development. And maybe, of course, starting with a thesis, starting contributing, and then maybe getting grants from foundation or companies. We have also different projects for the labs. So the one I mentioned is just about mining and SV2, but we have, of course, the IT operation that basically are our website maintenance and our service maintenance and stuff. So guys put hands on our service and our website to learn how to work in practice. And then we have, of course, a cryptography lab, where because there's, of course, math engineering in Polytechnic of Turin, so we have a lot of math engineers that are interested into understand Bitcoin and to work into the cryptography part. And then, of course, we work with Lightning, that is, as you know, crucial for scaling Bitcoin. That's our way to work, basically. We have two main different solutions. The first one is free open source software. So, as I mentioned, we try to, throughout these labs, to introduce the students into the FOSS path, let's say. Let's start with contribution, and then they could get a grant. And the other path is through companies. We have a lot of partnerships with companies, and we are trying to let our students to get internship in the companies and introduce themselves into the Bitcoin world. For example, yesterday night I met these two guys that are here in the first row that are the owner of a big Italian fintech company, and they are orange peeling themselves, and I was trying to let them let's say collaborate with us through some students that can basically go in the company and try to, let's say, put seed for a Bitcoin virus in the company and help them to understand how Bitcoin works and how they can use it, basically. And so this is our mission and our strategy. We try to create this bridge from being a student and being a employee or entrepreneur or a builder, basically. So we know that this bridge is not that easy to build most of the time, because you get your degree and you are there to watching around and looking for the best opportunities on LinkedIn. But create this opportunity is different. You can use our project, like many others, to create this bridge while you are in the university. And that's a way better solution, because you have more time to choose your path. And so, yeah, that's our way to work. Free open source software and company. Here you can see a bunch of the company we are working with. For example, there's, of course, Lugano Plan B. We are here. We have a beautiful booth on the Villa Ciani. You can go there and see how our marketing team is working good. And also we are helping in the Spazio 21, that is the Italian free part of the conference. It is in Asilo Ciani, over the street. And basically we offer students to have workshops on, for example, on mining, on nodes, and on a lot of stuff. I'm going to have a speech at 2 p.m. Talking about mining, for example, because as Salvatore mentioned, we are 15 now that we work in the Bitcoin Bitcoin industry. For example, I'm working with Tether in the Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining and energy department. So we collaborate with Lugano Plan B in many different ways. Also with ZBD is a English startup that works basically with Lightning used for video games. And we are going to have an hackathon with them. Basically, this is a clear example of what we do. We're looking for new engineers. They came to us and offer an hackathon opportunity. And we organized this hackathon. They are going to see a lot of engineers participating. They put a prize for that. And then they select the best engineers. That's a more straightforward way to get talent from universities. And this is going to be in November. If you are interested, you can reach all the information on our channels. And then the Fulgur Ventures, I already mentioned them for the liquid course. They are going to attend in 2 weeks, 1 week probably. Then there's BTC Prague. We also go to Prague in June for the conference, and we have a lot of stuff also there. Then there's Bitbox, the beautiful hardware wallet. They gave us a few devices to practice and to do experiments. And then there's, of course, Stratum V2. We are working with them. Then it's Bitrefill that give us some money to do events and organize stuff. Bitcare Forum, that is the biggest Bitcoin-only conference in Italian. In Italy and in Italian. And yeah, we miss it there. Probably the main one, that is the Polytechnic of Turin, of course, that in the last 4 years gave us a lot of money. Not a lot, but some money to work on our activities. We are really, let's say, grateful to our 2 main professors, Danilo Bazzanella and Antonio Di Scala, that are truly orange-pilled professors that help us to throughout our path, getting money from Polytechnic, getting status from Polytechnic, and yeah, we have to be very thankful to them. And of course, there's a few here magazines that cited us for many different reasons. Okay, last year, here in this room, we announced the Bitcoin Executive Master. You know, in Italy there's a lot of bureaucracy, so we haven't started yet, but we are going to start officially in Q1 2025. It's going to be technical executive master for developers, a 90 hours master focused on Bitcoin Lightning Network, Bitcoin development and Bitcoin Lightning Network development. And yeah, we haven't started yet, but it is going to start in Q1 25. This master is paid by Lugano Plan B network especially. Giacomo, we talk of course with the director Giacomo Zucco. He's going to be the director of the course. He's going to attend a lot of lessons, but there's going to be very important professors, specialists and guests like Peter Todd, Adam Beck, and a lot of interesting people, let's say. So it's going to be like a prime in Italy, of course, and also internationally. There's not that much specific official, let's say, master offer from universities, and this is going to be a great opportunity for Italians who wants to put hands on the technology and get a degree. This is probably a spoiler. I don't know if it's official. Okay, it's official. Great. Fulgur Venture, as I mentioned, one of our partners, has bought a beautiful building in Turin, and is going to open a Bitcoin hub. Basically, Fulgur Venture started working with Italy, with a guy called Filippo. He's come from Turin, and started to collaborate with us for many different projects. And basically, they fell in love with Turin, and so they decided to create their own Bitcoin hub in Turin. Basically, they are collaborating also with Plan B Network. I don't know if you are aware of it, but Plan B Network is building an international network of hubs. The first one was here in Lugano, the POW space. Probably you heard something about it. The second one is in El Salvador, but there's everywhere in the world. In Nigeria, in Japan, and Bangkok, the Bob space in Bangkok, very beautiful place. And one is going to be built in Turin, and we are going to start with this in a few months, hopefully, soon, let's say. And this is going to be a great space where companies can put their offices and be very in touch with the Bitcoin community. That's important because, for example, I work for a company that works completely remote, but now, for example, we are all here for a retreat, and it's beautiful to meet people because when you can get in touch with people, is, let's say, more efficient way to work. And so create a Bitcoin hub is an efficient way to build an industry into a city. And as you can see from this path, this adoption path, that's the goal. We started with a Bitcoin team. There were nothing in Turin talking about Bitcoin, nothing. We started with a Bitcoin team in the university. Then we are creating a Bitcoin hub. We are 15 now working on Bitcoin. We are going to be more. We are going to build a Bitcoin industry to become a Bitcoin city. That's our goal, and that's the way all of you can follow for your cities, because it's quite easy. It requires a lot of work, but we are here for the proof of work, so I think we all understand what works means. So I think that's the way. You have to start tiny, to start small. Of course, it's better if there's big partners like here in Lugano. Of course, it's good, but also starting small is good. Start with local meetups. Start with in Italy we call it Satoshi Spritz because we drink spritz basically. Start with a local meetup and then grow the meetup and let it become a hub, and then build an industry, and then build a Bitcoin city. Yeah, here is some tips to build your own companies. Of course, avoid shitcoins. I'm sorry, Samuele, for Ethereum, but avoid shitcoins at all. Focus on values. That's crucial, in my opinion, because there's a lot of noise in the industry. And so if you start saying, okay, but yeah, let's see also this stuff, but it could be interesting. No, it will be a problem for your community. Focus on the signal, and you will see the results. Yeah, don't reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of, let's say, open framework to build your own meetup or your own team. For example, we have released all our design open source. You can reuse it. You can reuse our fonts, all the stuff we built, all the educational contents. You can use it for everything you want. There's no copyright, nothing. So don't reinvent the wheel every time and do all the stuff from the beginning, but use what we built and what other teams have built to create your own community. Find good partners, of course. That's important, because have beautiful partners like Lugano Plan B. We are very thankful to Alessia and Give for the great organization. I propose a big round of applause for them. They are very great organizing it. And so, of course, you have to find good partners. And yeah, think global, because Bitcoin is global, is for all the world. And so put in mind that is useful every time, but act local. Organize meetups, meet persons, meet people in live, and that would be very, very, very useful to create synergies, to create relationships, and build your Bitcoin city. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you so much.